Okay, transition. This is like the most important part, I would say 100%. You've got to get the transition right. Biggest fault in golf, swinging over the top, isn't it? You get to the top, first move down, going that way, club swinging out to in, body's trying to compensate and, you know, figure out a way of hitting the ball, which it will do. And it's not going to be very nice. So we want to make sure we get the transition right. And this super flexible shaft in the GForce Swing Trainers are really going to help you feel and time that transition so you can get the club down into a better delivery position. When I say delivery position, we're talking about here, just before you release the golf club. Okay, most of you will be over here, out to in, okay? So you'll be slicing typically, or pulling the ball left, or just not hitting the ball very well at all, fatting it and thinning it. A lot of the better players tend to be very much the opposite, get club stuck a little bit too far on the inside here. So we need to be about here. See that shaft where it's parallel with my toes there? That's pretty much what we're trying to get to. And you can afford to be just a little bit either side of that. So if you're hitting fades, a little left to righter, we can be over here somewhere. If you're hitting a little draw, a right to left shape, we can be a little bit here. Okay, but if we're too far in, out or in, you're in trouble. Okay, so let's talk about the transition and just clear up some of the mess that's been out there, which messed me up. You know, I was following a lot of stuff and I thought there were some people that knew what they were talking about, but I don't think they do really. So I'm going to show you what the transition should be, what it's always been, what it's felt like to me, and what I can see the tour players doing in the transition with gears as well. I'm going to be showing you that beginning of February 2022. We're going to be looking at how they transition, you know, as the best players in the world on the Gears 3D motion capture system, so we can see exactly what's happening in transition and then give you that information to take away and practice. So let's just go through it now then. So last video we talked about the backswing, the shoulders, and how that's going to help you swing the club to the top of your swing on a consistent circle. You know, if you remember that swing trainer, the explainer swing trainer, it's just a big circle and you swing around it. Just think of it like that. It's the easiest way of thinking of how you're trying to swing this golf club, pretty much, okay? So we're in that backswing position, we're at the top. Now we've got to change direction. So the problem with most golfers is when you change direction, you got a couple of things wrong there, okay? One is when you're changing direction, you got too much weight on the right side, so you haven't shifted your pelvis forward far enough before you transition down. If you check out my transition video on YouTube, go and check it out. I'll put it in a link. I'm talking about that in 3D. I'm going through Rory McIlroy's swing, how he transitions, where his pelvis is when he transitions. So make sure you have got your pelvis shifted forward. Okay, if you're over here in your transition, you're going to come over the top and out to in. Okay, so you've got to get that right first. Next thing is you're too aggressive in transition. You're in a rush to get the club down before it's even finished the backswing. So the problem you got with this type of shaft, super flexible shaft, if you rush that transition before you've got to the top of your swing and allowed the shaft to load up, which you want it to do. You don't want it to overload, but it's got to load up a little bit. If you remember the shafts many years ago when I was playing in the 80s and 90s, you could actually feel a bit of load in those shafts. They're a bit softer now. The golf shafts are too stiff in my opinion, but that's another video we'll check out sometime. So we get to the top. Okay, we've got the pelvis shifted forward. We're waiting for the weight of the head to carry on and load the shaft. Okay, you can sort of sense and feel that. That's then the time to start down. You've got your pelvis forward, got the shaft loaded up. It's like a bow and arrow. So you want to load up that bow before you fire the arrow. Okay, so that flex in the shaft is important because you can feel that. Okay, then from there, we do the next move, the controversial move, A lot of people say, or we're saying from the top, leave the arms and club up, and I told you to do that as well in some of my previous videos, so forget about that. I was just listening to people that, you know, were top coaches at that time saying that was the move to make, and it was completely wrong, because in my own swing I always felt from the top, when I was playing well, pulling the arms and club down, okay, pulling in like that, tucking in. That was the move, and it is the move to make, because what we need to do from the top of the swing, the arms and club have got a long way to travel still, so we need to get the hands, arms and club moving down quickly first before you unwind the body. I'll pop another video in the description below so you can go and check that out, where I'm talking about this particular move in the downswing and what to work on. So we've got to get the arms and club from the top of the swing down first. So what I want you to do with the swing trainer is just what I've done there. Get to the top, pelvis forward, okay, ready to go. And then feel like you keep your shoulders back and just pull that club down. So I want you to feel a little bit of a kick down in the shaft, as you can see there. Okay, shoulders are staying quiet. What you can see as well when I do that here, see how the shaft is parallel with the feet. Okay, keeping the chest to the camera, shoulders back. That's where I want to be. So I'm getting my hands and arms and club down into that delivery position. So from there I can turn through and release it properly. If I get to the top and turn my shoulders first, where's the club going? Okay, it's going out. Where's that club going? This way. So when you swing out to in with the GForce Swing Trainer and its flexible shaft, you create more droop in the golf shaft. So what is droop? Droop is when the shaft does this down towards the golf ball. Now I've measured this shaft in 3D. Here it is set up. So we create that club in 3D and then we put it into the virtual reality world, and the accuracy of this system is the best in the world. So what it identified is when I was swinging this way, exaggerating, testing the club, is there was more droop in the golf shaft on impact, more like this. It was never as bad as that, but it drooped more because I could see in the numbers, okay? So what is shaft droop going to do to the club face? So this face here, that red arrow you can see is aiming at the target, okay? So if I droop the golf shaft, where's the arrow pointing now? Okay, to the right, isn't it, yeah? So when the shaft droops, the lie angle flattens on the golf club and the face aims to the right. The opposite, go this way, see where the face aims now. This isn't going to happen, but you can see how when the lie angle is made more upright this way, the face of the club aims left. When the shaft droops and the lie angle gets flatter, the face actually aims more off to the right. So what happens with the swing trainer, because the shaft is very flexible, if there's a little sign of you coming from out to in over the top, exaggerating, you can see that the droop I can create a lot, which is one of the main reasons why when you start hitting this, once you develop the strike and your speed and you're confident with it and you go out and you hit shots with it and they're going 50 yards to the right, this is one of the main reasons why. It's identifying the swing path issue, the over the top, creating the droop, which opens the face out, okay? What you don't want to do, there's some really bad advice out there from other companies saying that all you need to do is focus on closing the face down or bowing your left wrist to square the face up. Don't do that, because when you go back to your normal golf club, it's going to go a horrible snappy hook to the left, okay? So in the golf swing, we don't want to manipulate the hands or body in any way. You want to try and get like a whole free swinging motion, okay? So the answer to hitting the ball straight with the GForce Swing Trainer is first of all looking at the downswing move, the transition. Okay, so if your thinking is from the top, you know, unwind from the body, leave the arms alone, you got to stop that straight away. What you need to do instead is get to the top, keep your back to the target, get the arms and club down first, yeah? Feel the arms and club come first. So if I do that at the ball, then my body will rotate out the way into the right position, okay? And the ball will go straight. That's your feedback, the ball flight. If it's going right, you're coming over the top, okay? So that transition move is so important. You get to the top, you can feel the shaft load up, you've got time to shift your pelvis forward. First move, keep the shoulders back, get that club down, get that feeling. Okay, now I look a bit stuck here, but in the link in the video that I'm going to put in the description, I talk about the ice skater physics analogy. When they tuck their arms in, physics takes over, body rotates quicker, and you'll do the same in your golf swing. So when you get to the top, transition first, get the arms and club down first, feel that move, and then just turn through it, and then you got that swing path and club into a much better delivery position. That's your transition. So go and work on that, see how you get on. But remember, if you do hit it to the right, you've got to look at the transition. You're coming over the top, it's drooping the shaft, the face is opening. You need to get that right first. Thanks for watching.
I just caught the GForce Trainer 8. It's like the orange whip, only well made. You can hit shots with it, watch the ball fly. $100 said the first 20 go right. It'll train your rhythm, get your game back to where it used to be, and maybe where you never knew. Pick it up, give it a rip. You need another toy, not another tip.